Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV here on the eve of Cloud Expo in New York City. We have in our Times Square studio, we've intercepted him, Andy Schroepfer, VP of Strategy for Rackspace Hosting. Andy, just in case there's someone on the planet who doesn't know where Rackspace fits in the scheme of things, quick, go!
We've grown since 1998 to be a billion-dollar provider of cloud infrastructure that can come on any type of platform that you'd like, but it's all open, and you come to Rackspace if you want a service-based experience.
Oh, that was concise. And people really do come to Rackspace. Billion-dollar business out of cloud. Who'd have thunk it? Did you think it maybe 4 years ago?
Yes. Thought it 8 years ago. So many of us that are in this industry, it's so easy to just say every industry is going to have to come to face with what are we going to embrace on the web? What are we going to do away with that was done by a human or that could be automated? It's a wonderful, wonderful industry that's easy to see that the future is bright.
And was it easy to see that the future is big if we think of the big data spin? Was it easy to see that everybody was going to need to put this stuff somewhere and to process it somewhere? You were in the right business at the right time.
Well, over each decade in IT, there's different technology platforms that are embraced, and each transformation is happening faster and faster. This move to cloud is not going to take until 2020. It's going to only take a couple years, and we're going to really have hit the tipping point where enterprises are just saying, okay, here's my roadmap, and by 2020, I'm going to have all those applications running on this cloud or that type of cloud or on this PaaS platform. It's just a roadmap that is already underway.
Now, not to put a sort of spanner in the works, but most of those IT trends, you've been an analyst for goodness sake, you're ex-Goldman Sachs. A lot of those trends, Andy, we all know the big guys have piled in, tried to own it, and that's been a dynamic also of cloud computing, but I am getting the sense that you believe that this isn't a future that's going to be colonized, that it's a future, on the contrary, that's going to be open-ended. So is that one huge difference between cloud computing and every other enterprise IT way?
Absolutely, very well stated. So Rackspace was a co-founder of OpenStack with NASA. It's now 180 companies, and depending when you watch this video, hopefully it's over 200 and growing. But the wonderful thing about so many service providers embracing this platform, standing up their own environment that's all accessible through the same REST-based API in all sorts of countries, that means we, as one provider in that ecosystem, truly has to deliver a great service experience, and if we don't, there's no application change. It's just a click of a mouse, move the workload somewhere else. That is a powerful, wonderful future.
Now, what about the correlation between Rackspace growth, or any vendor's growth, and physics? So Rackspace has to be everywhere in the world?
No, one of the big reasons we decided to open source our platform with NASA and create OpenStack was so that we didn't have to. Correct. Partnerships can be great all across the world, and there's great data centers everywhere. There's no reason why, if they're OpenStack enabled, that shouldn't be something we can leverage together.
So that really is a huge differentiator. And what about the elevator pitch for OpenStack itself? How about that?
The elevator pitch, it's a REST-based API for you to have orchestration, provisioning, and management done seamlessly and anywhere.
And why would Rackspace be the ones who just got in there and said, this is what we need, we're going to put our name on this, and then we're going to let it go? It's a beautiful story in itself.
The ecosystem impact of the future of cloud is a critical decision any company needs to make, whether it's going to the Amazon ecosystem, the VMware ecosystem, or the Microsoft ecosystem. OpenStack is now a viable, potentially leading, depending on who you talk to, I believe it's the leading ecosystem out there because of the number of points that someone could deploy a workload. And if that is the largest community, it's got several thousand developers today. The latest release had contributions from 200 full-time contributors from 50 companies. That's a viable community developing a platform. I'm pleased to be a part of it.
Now I have to ask, Andy, everything can be cloudy, right? But how about Rackspace's fanatical support? Can that go cloudy and survive?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at our innovations, we have 3 different service levels at Rackspace today that if you're on dedicated gear, you buy A, B, or C. Our cloud can have a managed service layer on it. The iterations that you'll see us advance on, different than other cloud infrastructure providers, is that we want to advance that SLA. We want to advance what we will monitor and patch for you. The further we can go up that stack, that's going to be the need that businesses have once they pick a platform. So if they first choose open, and then they choose, do you want to have your IT people manage that infrastructure? Why? That you've proven that it's non-strategic if you've detached the application from the infrastructure. So if you've taken out any strategic element of it because it's so portable and open, why not have the people that created that OpenStack platform with NASA be the ones that you hire to bring fanatical support to fanatical anywhere?
That's a pretty compelling pitch, and I think we should really end with that kind of compelling pitch. Thank you so much,
Thank you very
Andy
much.
Schroepfer, VP of Strategy at Rackspace Hosting, and I mean, what more can I say except to thank you for joining us out there on the World Wide Web.
Thank you.